A very good morning to all of you. I once again welcome you all in current video lecture. As we know that from the last some video lectures, we have started the second subtopic from the first chapter called as the alkenes. Now in the last video lecture, we already completed one important point regarding these alkenes, and that point is called as the nomenclature of these alkenes. Now I hope that you are capable now to assign the names for the particular alkenes both by the common name as well as by the IUPAC nomenclature system. Now after studying this important point regarding these alkenes, today we are going to start one important point of these alkenes, and that point is called as the methods of preparation of these alkenes. We know that by the two different ways we can form these alkenes. One is called as the industrial method of preparation and second is called as a laboratory methods of preparation. Now, as far as these industrial methods are concerned, we know that these alkenes are called as the highly reactive due to the presence of carbon-carbon double bond. So, in the industry, they can be prepared by one alternative method, and that method is called as the pyrolysis reaction of the alkenes. So, the first initial members of these alkenes can be formed by this type of the pyrolysis reaction of these alkenes. But the higher members of these alkenes cannot prepare in an industry, and that's why we can study now the second approach of this preparation of these alkenes, and that is called as the laboratory methods of preparation of these alkenes. So today we are going to study the methods that is called as the laboratory methods of preparation of these alkenes. So how to prepare these alkenes in our laboratory? So that is our today's point of discussion. So these alkenes can be prepared in a laboratory by using the two common and important reactions in organic chemistry. So two type of reactions can be used for this purpose. One reaction is called as the elimination reaction, and the second important reaction is called as the addition reaction. So by using these two important reactions, we can form these alkenes in a laboratory. Now, before studying the different examples of this elimination and addition reaction, in short, we are going to study now what is exactly mean this elimination and addition reaction. So first of all, we can study the elimination. What is the meaning of this elimination? So for this purpose, I take here one general example of alkene. For example, this is carbon single bond X and this is carbon single bond Y is there. So these two types of the atoms or groups is there at the two adjacent carbon atoms. Now, if from these alkenes, if this X and this Y, if this X and if this Y get removed, if they get removed as XY, so after the removal of this XY or due to the removal of this XY, we can say that from this reactant molecule some part get removed, and that's why this type of process or this type of reaction is called as a simply elimination reaction. Now what happens after the removal of this type of the XY from the reactant molecule? What happens? Initially this compound is called as the carbon single bond carbon, or this is called as alkanes, for example. But after the removal of this XY from this moiety, from this molecule, what happens? You will get the carbon double bond carbon as a product. And we know that if the carbon double bond carbon is present, that compound is called as the alkenes. So this type of reaction is called as the elimination reaction, in which we are remove something. In this case, we remove the XY. So in an elimination reaction, if we react the given reactant molecule with a particular reagent with the application of the heat, then what happens? Some of the part from that reactant molecule get removed, and due to which carbon double bond carbon compound can be formed, and that is the elimination reaction for the formation of alkenes. Now, the second important reaction that is helpful to formation of these alkenes is called as the addition reaction. Now, the name itself indicate what is the meaning of this addition. As exactly opposite to the elimination, in this addition reaction, we have to add something. So, again for this purpose, I consider here one reactant molecule. Now, the reactant molecule is called as the alkynes, means the compound containing carbon triple bond carbon. So, if we consider any alkynes, on these alkynes now, if I add this XY, if this XY is a second reagent is there. For example, if we add such a type of XY across this carbon-carbon triple bond, what happens? This carbon-carbon triple bond get converted into the another type of the compound, and that is nothing but the carbon double bond carbon. So triple bond can be converted into double bond, and we know that this is nothing but the alkene formation with the addition of this XY across the carbon-carbon triple bond. Now, while the addition of this XY across this carbon-carbon triple bond can be takes place, two types of the product formation are possible here. One possibility is that these two XY can be added on the same side of the double bond. So you may get here cis type of alkene, or they may added across carbon-carbon triple bond on across the carbon-carbon double bond, and that's why they form the trans type of alkene. So whether we get the cis alkene or trans alkene, that we will study in detail while considering this type of the addition type of the reactions. But in a short, we can say that these two types of the general reactions are commonly used for formation of these alkenes in a laboratory. So these are the very important part as far as the methods of preparation of these alkenes is concerned. So our next aim is to study now what are the different examples of this elimination reaction and different examples for this addition type of reactions. So first of all, we are going to study in detail the different examples of the first reaction called as the elimination reaction. So we can study now the exact examples of this elimination reaction in detail. So for this purpose, some reactions are there for the formation of these alkenes. Now in that elimination reaction, the first important reaction is there, that is called as the dehydrohallugination. Dehydrohallugination of alkyl halides. Dehydrohallugination of alkyl halides. This is the first important reaction under the heading dehydrohallugination. Now this reaction is no doubt is the type of the elimination reaction. So in this reaction we have to remove something to form the particular alkenes. This is our aim. Now before studying the detailed mechanism of this reaction, first of all, if we look towards the title of this reaction, this is called as the dehydrohallugination of alkyl halides. So it is very clear to us that the starting material or the reactant for studying this particular reaction is nothing but the alkyl halides. These alkyl halides we have to take as a reactant for this particular reaction. The second important word is there in the title of this reaction, that is called as the dehydrohallugination. Now we know that D means to remove something. D means to remove. What we have to remove? We have to remove one hydrogen and one halogen. So if I remove this hydrogen and halogen from the UN reactant molecule, that is nothing but alkyl halides, then that particular reaction is called as the dehydrohallugination of alkyl halides to form the alkenes. So no doubt this is called as again elimination reaction. So now let us study one simple example for this particular dehydrohallugination. So for this purpose I take here one simple example of alkyl halides. CH3 single bond CH2, single bond CH2, single bond bromine. I take here one alkyl halide that is called as the propyl bromide. This propyl bromide is called as alkyl halides. So that I have take here. After that, this alkyl halide or this propyl bromide can be reacted or can react with reagent. For this purpose, you may take here alcoholic KOH. You may take here reagent as alcoholic KOH, or you may take here reagent as a NaNH2. You may take here reagent as a NaNH2, and you have to heat the given reaction mixture. Propyl bromide can be either reacted with alcoholic KOH or it may react with the NaNH2, and after the heating of this particular reactant molecule, what happens? If we look toward this propyl bromide, the carbon to which bromine is attached is called as the alpha carbon. Adjacent to this alpha carbon, beta carbon is there, and this beta carbon has the two protons. These two protons are called as the beta protons. Now what happens in this elimination reaction? The hydrogen atom that is present at the beta carbon or the beta hydrogen one of the beta hydrogen and the halogen present at the alpha carbon, they get removed from the particular alkyl halides. And then what happens? Due to the removal of this bromine and one of the hydrogen, that is one of the beta hydrogen. So this beta hydrogen and this Br remove as a minus HBr. They remove as a minus HBr, that is a hydrogen bromide. Then what happens? After the removal of this HBr, you will get the this type of compound formation as a CH3 single bond CH double bond CH2, and this is nothing but the formation of carbon double bond carbon. So we can say that whenever this alkyl propyl bromide can be reacted with alcoholic KOH after the heating of the to the given reactant mixture, then HBr can be removed from this particular reactant molecule, and that's why propene formation can be takes place, and this reaction is nothing but the dehydrohalogenation of this propyl bromide with the reaction with the alcoholic KOH. So this is the one of the simple example for this dehydrohalogenation. Now in this case, if we look towards the reactant molecule, what happens? Only one type of the beta hydrogens are present. Only one type of beta hydrogen is present. But now we are going to study now the second interesting example, in which if the two types of the different beta hydrogens are present, then what happens? That we have to study now. So for this purpose, I take here second example of this alkyl halides. Second example of these alkyl halides. Now I take here CH3 single bond CH2, or I take here CH3CH single bond Br single bond CH2 single bond CH3. Now this is our second reactant molecule. For this reactant molecule, or from this reactant molecule, we have to form now alkenes. So what we have to take now? We know that this is called as the alkyl halides, and the name of this alkyl halide is a 2-bromobutane. This is a 2-bromobutane. When this 2-bromobutane can be reacts with alcoholic KOH, and if we heat the given reaction mixture, what happens? Now if we look towards this alkyl halides, what happens? The carbon to which bromine is attached is called as the alpha carbon. The carbon to the left hand side is called as the beta carbon, and carbon to the right hand side is again called as the beta carbon, but it is now beta dash. So we can say that in the same reactant molecule, two types of the betas are present. One is the beta, second is called as the beta dash. So whenever such a type of molecules can be reacted with alcoholic KOH, what happens? Two different type of the products can be obtained. Now what are that products that we have to consider now? So first of all, if this alkyl halide can be reacted with the alcoholic KOH in the presence of heat, one of the beta proton and this bromine get removed as a minus HBr. So we can write here now minus beta hydrogen. If this beta hydrogen can be replaced, so what happens? The HBr get removed and you will get one product. That product is called as the CH2 double bond CH single bond CH2 single bond CH3. So this type of the product formation can be takes place, and this is nothing but the 1-butene. This is nothing but the 1-butene. So this is one of the possible product from this reaction. Now secondly, what happens if this beta dash hydrogen get removed? If a beta dash hydrogen get removed, beta dash hydrogen, then what happens? Again, one of the beta hydrogen and this bromine get removed as a minus HBr, and you will get the next type of product formation, that is called as the CH3 single bond CH double bond CH single bond CH3. So this type of the product formation can be takes place, and this product is called as the 2-butene. This is called as the 2-butene. Now from the same reactant molecule, two different type of the products can be obtained. One is a 1-butene, second is a 2-butene. Now why this is so? This is due to the two different types of the beta hydrogens are present in the same reactant molecule. So two different types of the products can be obtained. Now next interesting fact is that whenever such a type of the mixture of the product is obtained, there the question arises which product is a major, which product is a minor. So that we have to decide now. So for deciding the major and minor nature of the product, for this purpose we have to consider one important rule of this elimination reaction, and that rule is called as the Set-Zep rule. One rule is there, that is a Set-Zep rule. Now what is there in this Set-Zep rule? What is there in this Set-Zep rule? So this Set-Zep rule is important while deciding the major and minor nature of the products obtained. So for this purpose, we have to study now what is the statement for this particular Set-Zep rule. So very simple statement is there. So according to Set-Zep rule, in an elimination reaction, the highly substituted alkene forms as a major product. In an elimination reaction, highly substituted alkene. This word is important. Highly substituted alkene. This is a highly substituted alkene is there. So this type of the alkenes forms as a major product. Now what is this highly substituted alkene? So for this purpose I write these two same products in a different way. I write this as a C double bond C, C double bond C. I draw the same molecule like this. This is hydrogen, this is hydrogen. This is CH2, CH3. This is called as the H. The second 2-butene may be written in this form, C double bond C. This is a CH3, this is H. Again this is a CH3, this is a H. Now this is 1-butene and 2-butene. I write them in this particular form. Now what is in by highly substituted alkene? Now if we look towards the carbon double bond carbon in these two compounds, if we consider this first compound, what happens across this carbon carbon double bond or to the each olefinic carbon, what happens? This is the first, second. So to the first olefinic carbon, 2 hydrogens are attached. On the other hand, for the second olefinic carbon, 1 hydrogen and 1 ethyl group is attached. To the second olefinic carbon, 1 hydrogen and 1 ethyl group is attached. While in case of the second compound 2-butene, to the first olefinic carbon, 1 alkyl and 1 hydrogen is attached. While to the second olefinic carbon, again 1 alkyl and 1 hydrogen is attached. Now, if I compare these two carbon-carbon double bonded compounds, or if we consider the two olefinic carbon in these two compounds, what happens? In a first example or in the first alkene, across this carbon-carbon double bond, what happens? 1, 2, 3. 3 protons and 1 alkyl group is attached. While in the second case, 1, 2. These are 2 alkyl groups and 2 protons or hydrogens are attached. So if we compare the second compound, in a second compound, 2 alkyl groups are attached across the carbon-carbon double bond, and that's why you can say that the second compound or second alkene is called as the highly substituted alkene. Means what? If more and more alkyl groups are present to the olefinic carbon, that alkene is called as a highly substituted alkene, and that alkene can be considered as a major product according to Set-Zep rule. So if we apply this rule to this particular product, what happens? The first product is called as the least substituted, and that's why this is called as the minor product. This first product is called as the minor product, and this second product is called as the major product. This is a major and this is called as the minor. This obtained in a 20%, this obtained in a 20%, and this obtained as a 80%. So this is a very simple rule called as a Set-Zep rule, and this rule is important whenever such a type of choice is there, or whenever the two types of the beta hydrogens are present. We can write a mixture of, or we get the mixture of product. Whenever a mixture of product is obtained, we have to decide which is a major, which is a minor, and for this purpose we take the help of one important rule, that is called as the Set-Zep rule. According to this Set-Zep rule, the highly substituted alkene can be obtained as a major product in an elimination reaction. So according to that, in this reaction, this 2-butene is called as a major product and this 1-butene is called as the minor product. So this is one of the important reaction for the formation of these alkenes in the laboratory, that is called as the dehydrohalogenation of alkyl halides. So in that we studied the two different examples, one of propyl bromide and second is a 2-bromobutane. By using that we can form the two different type of the alkenes. Now in this 2-butene, now we already discussed this phenomena. In a 2-butene, what happens? Geometrical type of isomerism can be takes place. Now this is a which type of geometrical isomerism? Two methyl groups are present on the same side. So this is called as the cis 2-butene. This is called as the cis 2-butene. This is a cis 2-butene is there. While the second type of geometrical isomerism for the same compound is like this: C double bond C. This is a CH3, this is CH3, this is H and this is a H. Now among these two, what happens? That is a cis 2-butene, this is a trans 2-butene. It's a trans 2-butene. So what happens? Among these two, now which is a major, which is a minor. So what happens? This trans 2-butene is called as a major and this cis 2-butene is called as the minor. So again we can write here, this obtained as a 80%. This is a major and this obtained in amount of 20%. That's why it is called as the minor product. So we can say that whenever this 2-bromobutane can be reacts with the alcoholic KOH, due to the presence of the two different type of the beta hydrogens, three different type of the product formation can be takes place. One is called as a 1-butene, second is called as the cis 2-butene and third is called as the trans 2-butene. So a mixture of product is obtained and this is called as the important method of preparation for these alkenes in a laboratory. So today we can start one important point, laboratory methods of preparation for alkenes, in which we start the elimination reaction, and in the elimination reaction we studied the first important reaction called as the dehydrohalogenation of alkyl halides, in which we studied the two different examples. So remaining portion we will study in a upcoming video lecture. With this I conclude, I stop here. Thank you.